In a town built on illusions where every move is calculated and every word is scripted, Keanu Reeves stands apart. While Hollywood thrives on power games, scandalous cover-ups, and ruthless ambition, Reeves remains untouched, uncorrupted, and unapologetically real. In an industry where loyalty is just a buzzword and kindness is often mistaken for weakness, Keanu is proof that you don't have to sell your soul to survive. But how has he managed to remain Hollywood's last honest star? What price has he paid for refusing to play by the industry's rules? And why is he one of the few actors fans truly trust? Keanu's journey to becoming one of Hollywood's most respected figures wasn't paved with privilege or smooth deals. He didn't have the classic star upbringing, no famous parents, no industry connections. Born in Beirut, Lebanon, and raised in a turbulent household, Keanu's early life was marked by instability. His father abandoned the family when he was just 3, and his mother moved frequently from Australia to New York and finally to Canada. With no real roots and no silver spoon, Keanu learned early on that survival meant adaptation, independence, and resilience. When he arrived in Hollywood in the 1980s, he wasn't the typical leading man. He had an awkward charm, a unique cadence, and a quiet, almost mysterious presence that set him apart.
You've got a juicy leading role in this film.
Yeah.
How'd you get it?
It sounds like I won something in a game show, huh? We flew you to Los Angeles.
Studios didn't know what to do with him. He wasn't the cocky heartthrob like Tom Cruise, nor was he the brooding rebel like Johnny Depp. But what he lacked in industry stereotypes, he made up for in authenticity. Keanu wasn't trying to be anyone else, he was just Keanu. He showed up to auditions without the polished arrogance that Hollywood expected. Instead, he brought a sincerity that was rare. Casting directors were often puzzled. Was he too awkward? Too soft-spoken? But those who saw beyond the surface recognized something special. He had an effortless ability to connect with the audience, a rawness that made him different. Unlike other actors chasing stardom, Keanu approached acting like a craft, not a means to fame. And that made all the difference. His first breakthrough came in 1989 with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a goofy time travel comedy that showcased his natural likability. But Hollywood, always eager to typecast, saw him as the airheaded slacker. Instead of fighting it, Keanu let them believe what they wanted. He knew he had more to offer, and then came Speed in 1994. The film turned him into an action star overnight, but what did Keanu do? He walked away from the sequel, turning down a massive paycheck, something almost unheard of in Hollywood. Why? Because he didn't believe in doing something just for the money. That decision alone cemented his reputation as someone who played by his own rules.
Yeah, at the time, I didn't respond to the script. I really wanted to work with Sandra Bullock
But if Speed made him a star, The Matrix made him a legend. When the Wachowskis offered him the role of Neo, he didn't just accept the part. He immersed himself in it. He trained for months, learned martial arts, and transformed himself into the character. And when the studio handed him a massive paycheck, what did he do? He gave away a huge portion of his earnings to the film's special effects and costume teams, believing they deserved more for their hard work. In Hollywood, where actors negotiate every cent, Keanu's generosity was unheard of. He wasn't just making movies, he was making sure the people behind them were valued. But being Hollywood's last honest star comes with a price. Keanu's life has been marked by profound tragedy. In 1999, just before The Matrix premiered, his girlfriend Jennifer Syme gave birth to their stillborn daughter. The grief tore them apart, and just 2 years later, Jennifer died in a car crash. Most actors in his position would have disappeared into scandal, addiction, or controversy. But Keanu? He simply carried his pain quietly, refusing to use it for publicity or sympathy. Even at the peak of his career, Keanu lived differently. While his colleagues indulged in luxury mansions and private jets, Keanu was spotted taking the subway, eating alone at park benches, and riding his motorcycle through the city. Fans would tell stories of meeting him at random places, bookstores, coffee shops, even helping strangers carry their groceries. And unlike many Hollywood stars who orchestrate their good deeds for the cameras, Keanu's acts of kindness were always unplanned, always real. One viral moment captured him giving up his subway seat to a woman carrying a heavy bag. Another showed him waiting outside in the rain with crew members instead of retreating to his trailer. And when an airline emergency forced his flight to make an unplanned landing, Keanu didn't demand VIP treatment. Instead, he organized a van with fellow passengers and entertained them with fun facts about California. Who does that? Certainly not your average movie star. Hollywood, for all its glitz, is an industry built on ego. The biggest names demand control, fight for top billing, and refuse to be overshadowed. Yet, Keanu Reeves remains one of the only A-listers who doesn't seem to care about status. When working on John Wick, he memorized the names of the entire stunt team, referred to them as his colleagues, and gifted them each personalized Rolex watches as a thank you. Perhaps the biggest proof of Keanu's unwavering honesty is his relationship with fame itself. He doesn't chase the limelight, doesn't use social media to curate an image, and doesn't manipulate the press with calculated interviews. He remains a mystery in a world where everyone overshares. That's why his fans trust him. Because he doesn't ask for their attention, he earns it. Keanu's humility and generosity extend beyond his work and fans. He quietly funds children's hospitals, supports cancer research in honor of his late sister who battled leukemia, and helps struggling actors land roles without ever seeking credit. One lesser-known fact is that he took pay cuts on films like The Devil's Advocate and The Replacements, just to ensure that studios could afford to hire actors like Al Pacino and Gene Hackman. Who does that in Hollywood? Almost no one. His reputation as Hollywood's last honest star was further cemented when he rejected massive endorsement deals. While other actors signed multi-million-dollar contracts with brands, Keanu simply wasn't interested. He didn't want to be a walking advertisement, proving once again that money and fame were never his end goals. Instead, he chose roles based on passion, whether it was indie dramas, action-packed blockbusters, or lending his voice to animated films. His filmography is proof of his versatility, but more importantly, his integrity. Another example of Keanu's unwavering principles came when he was offered a major role in a franchise that would have guaranteed him another billion-dollar success. He turned it down, not because of money, but because he didn't believe in the script. Hollywood operates on power and influence, but Keanu has shown time and time again that true power comes from knowing when to walk away. And he has walked away from more fortune and fame than most actors could ever dream of. Hollywood's last honest star? Absolutely. But what's even more fascinating is that Keanu doesn't seem to care about the title. While other actors battle for relevancy, Reeves simply exists in his own lane, choosing projects he loves, treating people with kindness, and never compromising his principles. In a world where celebrity scandals, fake personas, and calculated publicity stunts dominate headlines, Keanu Reeves remains a rare exception. A man who doesn't just play heroes on screen, but lives like one in real life.